Today on 24th July, be careful. Archangel Michael says, a high-profile attorney wants you as their client. The case involved in unbelievable and could bring. Open it quickly. Archangel Michael says there is a wave coming toward your life, and it is not an ordinary wave. It is not water. It is influence. It is exposure. It is power. At this very hour, an unexpected conversation is taking place behind closed doors. In an air-conditioned office lined with leather and legal documents, a high-profile attorney is speaking your name. Someone with the power to bend entire courtroom outcomes is urgently looking for you. Yes, you, not as a suspect, not as a witness, but as their chosen client. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't normal. This is divine strategy unfolding in real time. The case is buried in silence for now, cloaked behind a veil of discretion. But it involves a figure so powerful, so wealthy, that even their shadow makes government officials cautious. And yet, somehow, your name was chosen not by man, but by an unseen force that has been guiding events from behind the curtain. You have no idea how important you've suddenly become. They've seen something in your record. Something that makes you more than just another individual. You're not a pawn in this game, you are the move that could turn the tide. Archangel Michael says, the reason this attorney wants to represent you is deeper than legal matters. This is not just about winning a case, this is about restoring what was taken from your lineage. A sealed file has your name etched on the cover. It hasn't been opened in years. But this morning, a legal assistant mistakenly pulled it from a forgotten cabinet. And when they did, a series of unstoppable events were triggered. This file contains proof of what was hidden from you since birth: assets, names, locations, confessions. And now, the most skilled attorney in the city has sworn to bring it all back to you. Be warned, the opposition is watching. There are those who never wanted you to know. But they are panicking now. Their silence has cracks. You are being observed by people who once dismissed you. The attorney knows more than they've said out loud. They know about a deal made with your identity involved. They know someone forged your name in a high-level transaction: land, money, inheritance, something colossal, and you weren't even told. A massive payout is now possible, but only if you are brave enough to claim what's yours. You must understand the urgency of this. On 24th July, this attorney sent their assistant to try to track you down in secret. But spiritual forces intervened before they could reach you directly, because you needed to read this message first. Because you needed protection before exposure. Archangel Michael says, the spiritual world has cleared the path ahead of you, but it's not going to be easy. You will need focus, silence, and trust. Someone who was once close to you, maybe even family, intentionally blocked your access to an opportunity that was meant for your bloodline. But heaven has overturned it. That's why this attorney has come. They will tell you it's about a legal case. But that's only the service. You were connected to a legal right that links to ancient property, possibly land with rare resources, or legal ownership of a business, company shares, or a deceased person's estate. The documents had been altered, but not completely. A mistake was made, and that mistake led them back to you. Now that door has opened. The attorney has decided they cannot proceed without your permission. The wealth in question is mind-blowing. Not in hundreds, not in thousands, but in the millions. Someone from a major legacy family had passed, and you were unknowingly included in a secret will. You were almost erased from the final copy, but a backup existed, and the attorney now holds it. Right now, your name is sitting on a desk beside that document. That attorney has already rejected 3 other high-paying clients in the last 48 hours. Why? Because this case, your case, is bigger. It's bolder. It's deeply personal. And they know you are the key to unlocking it. Archangel Michael says, this is no longer just about paperwork. The truth is echoing through legal offices, spiritual realms, and divine records. Your name has weight now. And while one door is opening, another is closing for the one who tried to steal this opportunity from you. The person who betrayed you is growing restless. They've already spoken with another law firm trying to block what's coming your way. But it's too late now. The angelic realm has taken over the timing. Your spiritual contract is now active. You will start to receive unusual emails, cryptic texts, or even anonymous packages. Do not ignore them. One message will contain a number or symbol that seems random. It is not. It is the code that connects you to the legal portal where your documents exist. Archangel Michael says, listen closely. On July 25th, something will shift in your favor publicly. Until then, stay alert. Stay unseen. And when the phone rings from a number you don't recognize, answer it. The voice on the other end may be the one that changes your entire life. They already know your birth details. They know the obstacles you faced. They know the manipulation in your history. But most of all, they know you were wronged. And now they've been instructed to make it right. The moment you agree to this representation, your name will start circulating within private legal groups. You will be shocked by how many people suddenly remember you and want to be near you again. But remember this. They ignored you before they knew what you carried. They abandoned you before they knew your name would rise. They betrayed you when they thought you were powerless. Now they will regret it. This is your moment. The case involves not only money, but truth, status, and generational restoration. Someone in your past signed something in your name. It was illegal, but it has now resurfaced. A judge is about to reopen a case that was buried 10 years ago. Archangel Michael says, your ancestors are watching. One of them tried to protect this treasure but failed. You are the redemption of their mission. And you will not fail. From this moment forward, prepare for communication from multiple directions. A letter. A notification. A lawyer's assistant approaching indirectly. An unfamiliar name sending you messages on social media. These are all clues. Pay attention. Even your dreams will start showing details. Names, colors, numbers. You are being spiritually downloaded with the information necessary to win. Do not take this lightly. You have just stepped into something monumental. And when it comes, when the attorney says, we're ready to proceed with the claim, do not hesitate. Your voice must be clear. Your decision must be strong. Your posture must reflect royalty. Because you are not a victim of this case, you are the owner of it. The heavens have aligned this for you. The legal world is moving. And you have exactly one window of opportunity to walk into what was always yours. Prepare. And when it happens, remember what you read here today. Your rise will be quiet. It will be undeniable. You have been found. You have been chosen. And soon, the case that once threatened to bury you will become the reason the world learns your name. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, silence is no longer protection. The truth must now speak. The delay has expired, and the heavenly order has been activated on your behalf. The attorney who is seeking you has powerful connections in both corporate and federal systems. They do not represent just anyone. They are known for handling complex cases that involve intergenerational secrets, high-level fraud, property ownership conflicts, and buried identities. You were not supposed to be discovered. But you were. You were not supposed to reclaim what's yours. But now the legal system must give it back. Everything is happening because July 24th was marked in heaven as the date of revelation. That's why you're reading this message now. Your spirit hath been summoned into awareness. A previous attempt to warn you was blocked. Emails were intercepted. Messages were routed. Even dreams were interrupted by spiritual interference. But not this time. This time, divine protection has created a clear path straight to you. The file with your name on it includes a sworn affidavit from someone who betrayed you years ago. This person is now trying to reduce their sentence by confessing how they manipulated your identity for gain. The attorney has demanded you be present before this evidence is officially presented to court. Why? Because you have the final say. You are the only one with legal standing to sign off on the next steps. Without your permission, the case stalls. With it, justice will crash like thunder. Archangel Michael says, you've been seen as less than for too long. But now the very people who discredited you are watching your rise through trembling hands. They underestimated your name. They misread your energy. They never thought you'd be found. But heaven always knew. The enemy delayed this case for years by forging false timelines. They made it appear that the inheritance, or claim, or financial settlement had already been distributed. But it wasn't. Not fully. Because one portion remained untouched, the portion that was hidden in your name. And now, that portion is being activated. The attorney is preparing a protective order in your favor. This will prevent any outside party from legally blocking what is about to come to you. That means enemies will be silenced. False claims will be shredded. And your power will finally have documents to prove itself. Stay alert. You may see a number in dreams repeatedly, like 1012, 1107, or 743. These are spiritual confirmations. When you see them, do not ignore. They are not random. They are signs that you are entering sacred legal territory. The signature needed to unlock this case can only come from one soul. Yours. Even if you feel unprepared, remember this. Your spirit was trained for this moment before you were born. Your bloodline is coded for legacy, not loss. The years you suffered in confusion are now becoming evidence for the compensation you are about to receive. There is a spiritual reward tied to this legal one. As the attorney files your case, angelic forces are simultaneously opening heavenly gates over your finances, health, mental clarity, and destiny. It is not just legal, it is total restoration. Archangel Michael says, the next 7 days are crucial. What you say, what you sign, what you answer, what you ignore. All of it is being written down in the book of reversal. You were blocked from your inheritance by someone who feared your power. They are now being stripped of theirs. You are stepping into it, step by step. The attorney is about to send a letter. It will appear normal, but read between the lines. You will notice keywords: restitution, unresolved, plaintiff, and right. Those words are coded keys. They mean you are about to own the claim. And when you own it, you control the narrative. Watch closely. Friends may suddenly start speaking differently to you. People who once ignored you will call. You may even feel waves of emotion for no reason. That's spiritual data flooding your system. Your soul is syncing with your destiny. This moment is fragile, but is also ferocious. You cannot be timid now. You cannot delay your response. What happens in the next 72 hours will decide how fast this victory comes to your door. Make no mistake, someone is planning to intercept your rise. They've contacted someone from their side to bribe a decision maker. But heaven has already exposed them. And now you must choose not to react, just watch. Because heaven will make a public example of them. Archangel Michael says, what is meant for you cannot be stolen anymore. You are under divine surveillance. Your angels are working overtime. Even in your sleep, divine codes are being uploaded into your mind to prepare you for this breakthrough. Let go of old bitterness. Let go of confusion. Let go of fear. Because you are about to speak in a courtroom, physical or spiritual, and when you speak, the earth will shift. The attorney wants you because they've seen this shift before. They only take cases that cause headlines. Yours is about to become one. A new headline. A powerful one. A victorious one. You thought this was just about law, but it's about legacy. You thought this was just about documents, but it's about destiny. You thought this was about a single attorney, but it's about heaven's army moving on your behalf. Watch what happens after you accept. Watch how a closed door opens in a building you once walked past. Watch how a former teacher or relative contacts you after years of silence. Watch how a bank message arrives showing something unexpected. You are being followed not by danger, but by favor. You are now the central figure in a case that was waiting for your arrival. And when the judge sees your name, a decision will be made in your favor without delay. The courtroom of heaven has issued the verdict. You will win. You will rise. You will reclaim. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can block the attorney who is backed by angels, carrying your name, ready to serve. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, there is one final truth that you need to hear now before the letter arrives, before the case is filed, before the courtroom begins to whisper your name with reverence. A surveillance report has emerged, one that you never knew existed. It dates back years, and it contains audio, visuals, and notes detailing how your name was passed around in elite circles as a silent target. You weren't supposed to thrive. You weren't supposed to wake up. You weren't supposed to receive this message. But you have. And because of that, everything has shifted in your favor. That attorney who is reaching for you. They once lost a case that shattered their reputation. It took them years to rebuild it. But when they came across your sealed name in a confidential legal packet, something clicked. They whispered to their inner team, "This is it. This is the case that restores everything. You are not just a client. You are the comeback they've been waiting for. Your case is tied to multiple names, some still living, some now deceased, but all connected by lies, betrayal, and stolen value. Now, you are the one person who can reopen the vault. Not just metaphorically. Literally. There's a vault, a secured box with legal deeds, recorded agreements, photos, even voice recordings, and your name is on the master key list. They wanted to burn that record, but the fire went out too early. They wanted to erase you, but divine fingerprints protected your identity. Now it all comes full circle. The attorney has called for a forensic team to trace the timeline of your removal. The results were shocking. Your digital and physical footprints were intentionally altered. And the person responsible, someone once close, maybe a godparent, a relative, or an old business partner, had been living off your missing share for years. Archangel Michael says they will soon receive a cease and desist order, not just from awe but from heaven's gavel. And when that hits, the chain of wealth, influence, and healing that was interrupted in your life will snap back into your hands. A chain reaction is about to begin. Once the legal team files your name into the federal system, expect 3 signs within 48 hours. 1. A stranger compliments your presence in a public place. They feel the shift even if they don't understand it. 2. A lost item suddenly reappears, a ring, a card, or an object that holds spiritual significance. It will be a confirmation from the heavens. 3. A loud noise wakes you suddenly at night, not to scare you, but to spiritually alert you that the courtroom above has just signed your victory. Don't ignore these signs. They are sacred stamps of your unfolding destiny. You've entered a zone now where the spiritual and legal planes are working in perfect alignment. Every conversation you have from now on matters. Every silence you hold now has power. Every step you take is ordered. The attorney's first step will be quiet, but the second will echo. And the third, that will be televised, spiritualized, and celebrated. There is a financial release attached to your name. But beyond that, there is a cleansing, a reversal, a complete restoration of all you lost when someone silenced your truth. Be cautious in these days. Jealous eyes will pretend to cheer, but your discernment will grow sharper. You will notice who flinches when you speak your truth. You will notice who grows nervous when your victory is near. You are no longer a seeker. You are the owner of the truth. Archangel Michael says, heaven has already released the first payment. Not in dollars, but in favor, visibility, and unstoppable spiritual authority. This attorney has been divinely instructed to protect you not just legally, but energetically. That's why they've formed a private group of advisors to ensure no one blocks your case. They've even hired a spiritual consultant to decipher the meaning of your initials because strange events have begun unfolding around the paperwork. Lights flickering. Printers jamming only when your name is typed. Clocks freezing at the hour your birth certificate was signed. They now know. This is no ordinary case. This is divine timing disguised as a legal matter. Once your identity is verified and confirmed, the second phase begins, the public reversal. The person who benefited from your silence will be publicly questioned. Their records will be audited. Their bank accounts watched. Their connections explode. And your name will be elevated in that courtroom as the rightful holder of everything they thought they buried. Your voice will be heard through microphones, court records, and even news reports. Repair. Your silence is ending, and your legacy is speaking. Don't look back. Don't let bitterness cloud your path. This win is too big to get distracted by small offenses. Heaven has but too much weight on your name now for you to carry pettiness. You are about to hold evidence that will shake people from their arrogance. The attorney knows this. That's why they've moved in silence but with thunder behind every step. Archangel Michael says they won't stop until every penny, every title, every name, and every spiritual gift attached to you is returned. Let this final message settle in your heart. The courtroom of heaven has ruled in your favor. The legal system of earth is catching up, and the angels of justice are at your side. You have every right to receive what was written for you before time began. And now the attorney is knocking, carrying more than papers. They are carrying your divine compensation. This is your moment. Stand tall. Step forward. And do not let fear trick you into delay. The reward is here. The angels are cheering. The seal is breaking. And soon the world will know your name. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the spiritual world has now locked its focus on your name like a compass fixed to destiny, unwavering, unshakable, and unbreakable. The final page of your hidden story is now being written in real time. As the attorney sharpens their final arguments, something holy is rising from the ruins of your forgotten past. The angels have searched the archives. They've gone through old contracts, dusty ledgers, forged documents, and erased records. And they found one untouched seal, a name scratched faintly but unmistakably into the margins. Your name. The seal was not broken by man. It was protected by divine code, unreachable unless heaven approved it. That moment is now. The attorney hath been notified through a dream. They woke up with your initials echoing in their mind and a burning sensation in their right palm, the side associated with release and action. That's when they realized, this is not just a legal assignment. This is a soul contract. You are not a project to them. You are their divine task. And the time to act is now. What's coming next is more than any court order can contain. It's a tidal wave of reversal. The assets that were stolen will be forced into the light. The bank account that was opened in your name without your knowledge will be revealed. A mysterious life insurance policy with your name as a hidden beneficiary is about to surface. It's real. And it's big. Archangel Michael says, there's a spiritual earthquake coming, not to destroy, but to unearth the truth. You will feel it in your chest. A peher. A deep sensation like your breath is sinking with something ancient. Because it is. You are sinking with a version of you that was buried under years of silence, betrayal, and legal manipulation. This attorney is about to serve 3 notices. 1 to the fraudster. 1 to the financial institution. 3 to you, an invitation to reclaim your throne. You must be ready to receive. In the coming hours or days, expect to hear a piece of gossip that was meant to destroy your reputation. Do not react. It's your sign that the enemy is panicking. Why now? Because they know that your name is about to be attached to a case so loud, so undeniable, that even their allies will flee from them. You are being shifted into a level of influence where people will research you before speaking to you. Archangel Michael says, heaven doesn't just restore, it recompenses. This means what was lost will not only return, it will return multiplied, beautified, and glorified. You will walk into rooms you were once kept out of. You will sign contracts that people thought you'd never see. You will smile with the knowledge that what was once delayed can never be denied. This attorney is heaven sent. They are going to act as your sword and your shield. They are the earthly vessel chosen to fulfill a spiritual command. And that command is simple. Return to the rightful one what was stolen in the shadows. Get ready to be called by names that make you pause. Beneficiary, plaintiff in victory, legacy holder, legal heir. Every time you hear those words, remember this message. This is the warning and the promise wrapped into one. The enemy will try one last desperate move. A false phone call, a fake apology, a manipulated message disguised as reconciliation. Don't fall for it. They had years to make it right. Now heaven is making it righteous. The documents are being printed. The statements are being notarized. The system is preparing to shift you from forgotten to front page. You are not just about to win a case. You are about to shift history. The decisions you make in these final moments, where to go, what to sign, what to ignore, will echo into your next 10 years. Choose peace. Choose truth. Choose power cloaked in silence. Archangel Michael says, one more spiritual confirmation is coming to you within 24 hours. It may come in a dream, a stranger's words, a powerful ringing in your ears, or a repeated phrase across different places. When it comes, stand still. Breathe deep. Whisper, it is done. Because it will be. The gates are open. The lawyer is ready. The inheritance is released. The enemy has lost access. And you are officially recognized by heaven and earth as the owner of the breakthrough. Remember this. The storm that came was loud, but your name stood firm. Your ancestors are smiling. Your angels are rejoicing. The judge is preparing their gavel. And the courtroom is calling your name not for punishment, but for promotion. Your justice will not be quiet. Your blessings will not be blocked. And your power, it will speak louder than every lie ever told about you. The time is now. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, what you are stepping into now cannot be undone. The ruling has already been made in the highest court, the divine one, and now every earthly system must obey. There is no force strong enough to override the decree that has just gone out bearing your name. From this point forward, time will accelerate. Doors will swing open with names you forgot you were connected to. Paperwork that was lost will suddenly resurface with new signatures. Documents that had you erased will now reflect your true place, your legal authority, your spiritual right, your undeniable inheritance. The attorney now has clearance, not just from the courts but from heaven itself. They have been granted access into records previously sealed, files that required spiritual authorization to unlock. These are not ordinary files. These are connected to territories, bloodline assets, mineral rights, financial bonds, and elite accounts from older generations. And one link has now been confirmed. That link is you. Your bloodline was once targeted to be erased from a family tree that didn't want outsiders. But heaven kept the root alive. And you, without knowing, have been carrying the underground proof of a legacy larger than most can even imagine. It's more than money. It's movement. It's reputation. It's global recognition. And it's on its way to your name right now. Archangel Michael says, an angel has already visited the courtroom where your case will be heard. The spiritual envoy touched the judge's chair, whispered your name into the air. The vibration that left the heavenly voice is still echoing in that space, and when you step in, you'll feel it in your bones. The judge will favor you. The system will bend for you. What was complicated will become crystal clear. Because the heavens have already ruled, release it to them now. Your attorney is preparing a statement, a declaration, that will shatter the opposition. Every lie spoken about your past will be weaponized in reverse to prove the truth. The person who tried to frame you will be forced to testify in your favor. The one who thought they owned the rights will be shocked to discover they were only a placeholder. And as this unfolds, don't be surprised when cameras are involved. This case has eyes. Your story is being watched by officials, by legal students, by media scouts, by spiritual watchers. They will study your breakthrough. They will ask how you survived. And they will never forget how you emerged. The angels aren't just protecting you now. They are broadcasting your redemption. Archangel Michael says, your name is now on a protected list, spiritually secured, monitored by divine agents. If anyone tries to speak against your rise, their words will boomerang back into their own life. That's how sacred your name has become. From this moment, your decisions are not small. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer casual. You are no longer waiting for someone to pick you. You've been chosen. By God. By law. By legacy. The attorney knows this is holy. That's why they've requested a private, spiritual clearance ceremony before the first court date. Not because they are religious, but because they've never felt anything like this case before. Your presence has already changed the atmosphere of their entire firm. Their office lights flicker when your documents are printed. One assistant fainted reading your birth date. The lead counsel had a dream where your name was written in gold and surrounded by flames, but the flames didn't burn. I purified. I sanctified. They declared your right to return. Return to what? Return to ownership. Return to honor. Return to the name they tried to bury. You are about to meet people you never knew existed, distant relatives, corporate stakeholders, or spiritual leaders who will say, we've heard about you. And it won't be from gossip. It'll be because your name is now moving through high places. The one who removed you from the inheritance list will soon receive a divine message that cannot be ignored. It will come in the form of loss, exposure, or legal rebuke. And they will finally speak these words, I was wrong. It was always theirs. You will hear about this soon. And when you do, remain quiet. Heaven will speak for you now. Your rise is the sentence. Your peace is the punishment to those who stole your years. Your joy is the thunder that silences those who lied. This is not just your victory, this is a divine warning to every other system that tried to suppress chosen ones like you. They will see. They will learn. They will back away. Archangel Michael says, prepare to sign something within days. A contract. A settlement. An agreement. Do not fear the fine print, it has already been sanctified. What once would have trapped you will now protect you. Even your signature carries spiritual weight. When you sign, lands will shift. Ownerships will change. Spiritual bonds will break. New beginnings will roar into motion. You were not rescued just to survive. You were chosen to reign. Do not let anyone who remembers your weakness speak into your future now. They knew the version of you before this divine case was opened. Let them watch the upgraded version in silence. The attorney will deliver results faster than expected. Your name will be mentioned on phone calls you're not on, inside buildings you've never entered, in meetings you weren't invited to, and every mention will be in your favor. By the end of this, the records will read, in favor of the plaintiff. Final ruling, restitution, restoration, and royalty granted. And you will walk out not just with documents in hand, but with divine fire in your soul. Your name will never be ordinary again. It will echo in high places. It will rise in every space it enters. It will carry the weight of divine justice fulfilled. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, what has now begun cannot be reversed, hidden, or delayed. This isn't just the conclusion of a legal matter. It is the release of a generational prophecy, wrapped in documents, unfolding through legal terms, and enforced by heavenly power. From this moment on, you are stepping into the phase where even your silence carries thunder. The attorney, now awakened to the gravity of your case, has already stopped accepting new clients. Their team has been instructed to prioritize only your file, because they know what's coming. They've studied the historical threads tied to your name. And what they've found is staggering. A property that was stolen, an estate that was mismanaged, an agreement that was intentionally hidden, all now pointing back to you. What was manipulated in darkness is now being redrawn under the light of divine scrutiny. You are no longer simply a name on paper. You are a key figure in a prophetic rebalancing. Archangel Michael says, a financial system has been trembling for weeks without explanation. Banks can feel it. Law firms can sense it. A mysterious energy shift is being felt in institutions, and none of them know why until now. It's because of you. Your name hath been reinserted into the master records of justice. The angel of divine correction is now walking beside you. And from here on, the world will treat you differently because your identity has shifted from overlooked to ordained. That attorney has already drafted a plan of action. A motion will be filed that unmasks the person who altered your rights. A demand will be made for full transparency from every institution involved. A subpoena will be issued to bring forth suppressed documents that bear your original information. And when this happens, heads will turn. Some will be stunned you even made it this far. Others will try to attach themselves to you as if they were always loyal. Ignore them. Your rise is not their rescue. This moment is for you, the one who waited in silence, the one who cried without evidence, the one who prayed not for revenge but for clarity. Now the clarity has come, and the law will speak the truth you've carried in your heart for years. The opposition knows what's coming. That's why they've already tried to negotiate behind your back. But it will work. The court of heaven has declared that no private settlement shall override your full restoration. You will not be tricked into silence. You will not be offered crumbs when the whole table was always yours. I fear your voice. That's why they tried to erase it. But they failed. Because your name is now lit in the records of angels. Archangel Michael says, within the next 14 days, something will shift physically. Your surroundings will change. Either your residence, your workplace, your financial account, or your environment will experience an upgrade sudden, undeniable, and permanent. That is the first tangible sign that the court case has been activated spiritually. And once the physical starts to reflect the spiritual, nothing can stop the momentum. The courtroom where your case will be addressed will experience unusual technical interference. Lights may flicker. Pens may burst. Printers will jam. This is not coincidence, this is the presence of divine correction entering human systems. Your presence carries weight now. You're not walking into that room alone. You are backed by thousands of angels, many of whom were assigned to your bloodline generations ago. They have waited for this moment. So have you. The enemy is already scrambling. One individual connected to the manipulation has been advised to leave town. Another is seeking legal counsel of their own. Another has been reportedly making frantic financial transfers. All of them are symptoms of the panic that follows divine exposure. But you walk in peace. Because what is yours is protected by eternal decree. No man, no lie, no corrupted official, no relative, no delay, no curse, no betrayal, no threat will stop at this time. You have now been declared heir of truth, holder of the real name, bearer of divine verdict, receiver of sacred recompense. Archangel Michael says, keep your movements sacred in these final days. Don't tell everyone what's coming. Let them see it. Let them feel the shift. Those who abandon you will circle back. Some will say, I always believed in you. Others will pretend they helped. But you'll know the truth. You'll feel it in your discernment. Their hands will feel cold. Their smiles will feel forced. Your eyes will tell on them. Smile back. But don't take them with you. This level is exclusive. Only your truth, your light, and your calling can fit into this chapter. Prepare yourself. You may soon need security. You may need a new legal team for expansion. You may be invited into rooms where decisions are made for thousands. And in every space, you will be asked one thing: how did you survive all that? You'll simply say, I was chosen. And now I've arrived. Let this be your final preparation. Rest when your body asks. Speak only when moved by power. Walk with the grace of someone who knows they are favored. And trust that this is only the beginning. Because after the verdict is read, and the compensation is wired, and the world sees what they tried to erase, a new door will open. One that no man can close. A door to public elevation, international visibility, generational blessing, and divine legacy. Your name won't just be in court records. It will be in history books. And long after this moment passes, people will tell your story not with pity, but with awe. You are the one who was lost and then crowned. You are the forgotten of favored. You are the erased now exalted. Your gavel has fallen. The courtroom is silent. The world is watching, and heaven is applauding. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the scroll has been unsealed. The prophecy that waited for generations in silence has finally found its name. And that name is yours. What was blocked in past seasons has now been broken open. There are no more delays. There are no more denials. You are stepping into the highest expression of divine justice, a moment where heaven and earth agree that your suffering will be converted into sovereignty. And that is non-negotiable. The attorney you are about to meet has already made personal sacrifices to prioritize your case. They've turned down political offers. They've disconnected from certain circles. They've even hired personal protection, not for fear, but because they know how powerful your restoration will be. And power attracts attention from light and darkness alike. You may feel the tension in the air over the next few nights. You may feel watched, emotionally stirred, or even physically awakened during certain hours. Don't panic. That is the atmosphere adjusting to your breakthrough. It's no longer just a case, it's a cosmic alignment. In ancient records, your bloodline was traced to a figure of tremendous influence. The name was erased from the public scrolls long ago. But now, because of this case, it's coming back to light and it's being linked directly to you. This is not just law. It is legacy correction. Archangel Michael says, the angels have already delivered the final evidence. The last missing document has been found. It carries an old signature, barely legible, but when enhanced, the truth is undeniable. That signature matches yours. It proves not only your connection, but your rightful claim. Now, a vault in another city is being prepared for reopening. It contains physical proof of your connection items, titles, coordinates, and even coded ledgers that could not be deciphered until this very season. That is how precise this divine moment is. Your name is not a coincidence. Your bloodline is not broken. You were delayed only so that heaven could prepare the platform that would sustain your rise. This final stretch of the legal journey will move fast. The attorney's firm has scheduled a silent motion, a rare legal move used only in high-profile or spiritually sensitive cases. It will not be televised, but it will change everything. Here's what's coming next. A hidden beneficiary document will name you as the sole heir to something of immense value. A prior ruling will be overturned based on divine injustice and human manipulation. The firm will petition for full emotional, financial, and spiritual compensation, setting a new precedent in modern legal history. You are not just restoring wealth. You are restoring balance. Your victory will be so loud, so undeniable, so prophetic, that people will assume you had help from political leaders or secret influencers. But your only help was heaven, and now everyone will see it. Archangel Michael says, your voice is about to become a vibration that travels across dimensions. When you speak during the court's final moments, the spiritual realm will pause to listen. Because you are declaring what angels have been waiting to hear for years. I accept what was always mine. And once those words leave your lips, every single door will swing wide. The city where the case is heard will experience strange weather shifts. Pay attention to wind. Pay attention to cloud patterns. These are signals of spiritual warfare clearing your path. Your ancestors, especially one specific soul who tried to leave you signs in your dreams, will be present. Their energy will fill the room. The judge will know it. A lawyer may not sense it, but you will feel it. A woman, a whisper, a silent knowing that says, you were born for this moment. From here forward, your life will require a new type of discipline. Speak less, because your words now carry power. Move slower, because your footsteps now create ripples. Listen deeper, because the angels are speaking more clearly. Protect your time, because distractions will come disguised as praise. The attorney will offer you option settlement offers, equity shares, property decisions. Choose wisely. You not be greedy. Be guided by the still voice within, not the noise around you. Archangel Michael says, one more test will come. A person from your past, someone who used charm to manipulate, will return and say they've changed. They will say they had a dream. They will claim to feel what's happening to you. Do not let sympathy override wisdom. They sensed your rise before you knew it. And now that the legal fire has begun burning through every false contract, every misused name, and every manipulated record, they want a way back in. But they were never part of this next level. This level is sacred ground. Only those assigned by God may walk beside you now. As this story concludes, know this: the case is real. A lawyer has been chosen. The restoration has begun. The heavens are open. You don't need to fight anymore. You only need to receive. And when you do, when the last signature is signed, when the courtroom doors close, and when the judge says, this case is finalized, your name will shift the energy in rooms across this planet. Because what was lost is not only found, it is now rewarded with interest. You will walk out of this as a walking testimony of divine law. Your story will be studied. Your victory will be echoed. And your face will be remembered by generations to come. The legal battle is over. The spiritual restoration is fulfilled. And you are officially crowned by both heaven and earth. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the courtroom of heaven has gone silent, but not in absence, in awe. The final decree has already been written. The moment you've been unknowingly walking toward your entire life has arrived. It is no longer in the distance. It is here, surrounding you like a radiant garment of divine authority. What they tried to keep locked away in vaults, in hidden legal loopholes, in manipulated testimonies, heaven has now placed into your hands. This is the final act of divine justice. This is the completion of everything that was taken, twisted, or lost under your name. Your case has been deemed a precedent of restoration. Legal experts, spiritual leaders, and those who walk between both realms will study it in wonder for years to come. They will ask how a forgotten soul became a foundation stone of divine justice. The answer is simple: because you never gave up, not in your heart, not in your soul, not in your quiet conversations with God when nobody was listening. Now everyone will listen. Archangel Michael says, the files have been stamped. The final initials of power have been added to your documents. The court seal has been pressed with such force that even the spiritual realm felt it like a wave of lightning. And you, yes, you have now been formally declared unstoppable. Expect to see an international number calling you about a property or settlement. A large sum, transferred not in cash at first but in value assets, holdings, or real estate. A surprise media inquiry requesting your side of the story. A symbolic bird or animal appearing near your home as a messenger of completion. You are not just receiving a court victory. You are stepping into a divine throne. People will wonder how this all happened so fast. What they won't realize is that it wasn't fast, it was faithful. Years of injustice were building pressure. And now, the dam has broken. The flood is flowing only toward you. And nothing can stop it now. Archangel Michael says, the firm representing you is preparing a historical filing that will attach your name to a restoration value far beyond money. This is about identity recovery. It's about ancestral clearing. It's about putting the truth of your existence back into the earth's records where it belongs. You may be overwhelmed. You may cry. You may laugh for no reason. That's normal. It's not confusion. It's sacred release. Let it come. Let the emotion flush out everything that was tied to oppression, to silence, to being unseen. Because that version of you no longer exists. From now on, you are seen in every room even when you're not present. You will notice how others shift around you. Some will stand straighter. Some will stutter. Some will offer more than necessary. These are signals that your spiritual authority has announced itself before your physical form enters. That is what happens when a divine case is completed. When the courtroom rules in your favor, the earth bows in agreement. Expect policies to change in systems you encounter. Expect new laws to be reviewed with your story as a silent influence. Expect blessings that require legal signatures to suddenly pass without resistance. You become a walking verdict of truth. Archangel Michael says, you are now required to lead differently. You are not a follower anymore. You cannot shrink into rooms you were born to govern. You may be invited to speak. Say yes. You may be asked to teach. Say yes. You may be pulled into meetings meant for kings and queens. You belong there. Do not downplay your worth to make others feel safe. That season is gone. You are not their enemy, but your favor may expose their insecurity. Let it happen. You are not here to carry their ego. You are here to carry the blessing of your lineage forward. Everything in your body will begin to align with this energy. Your voice will gain clarity. Your eyes will carry stillness. Your walk will gain presence. Your decisions will shake consequences loose from the heavens. Even those who mocked you will have no choice but to honor what you've become. They will never understand how it happened, but they'll never be able to deny that it did. Your name will remain in places long after your physical body has moved on. Your voice print is already echoing through legal halls and spiritual dimensions. Your signature now carries a seal of favor so strong that every door it touches will recognize its power. Do not be surprised if you are invited to join foundations, boards, or private roundtables. That is the ripple effect of a divine ruling. You are being called to preserve justice, not just enjoy it. Let this be written deep into your spirit. You were chosen. You were appointed. You have been awarded. And now, you are entrusted. This ruling is not just about you. It's about everyone who will come after you, those who carry your blood, your teaching, your light. You are now the key holder of generational shift. The gate is open. The victory is sealed. And nothing will ever be the same again. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20.